Britain's relationship with the EU may look similar to its current one for up to 3 years after Brexit, with free movement, access to the single market and an inability to strike trade deals with other countries, Philip Hammond has said. The Chancellor confirmed multiple reports over the past week that the Cabinet had agreed to seek a transitional period of about 3 years, ending before the next election, which is due in 2022. He said there was broad consensus in the Cabinet that such a period would be necessary to cushion the impact of leaving the EU. Maltese PM, I'm starting to believe Brexit will not happen. Read more. The agreement was made last week but not announced by Theresa May, who has left the UK for a 3-week holiday. Instead, the news has seeped out from other cabinet ministers, and was confirmed by Hammond on Friday morning. Speaking on BBC Radio 4's Today programme, the Chancellor conceded that many things will look similar the day after Brexit officially takes place in March 2019. A 3-year transitional period would have to be agreed by the rest of the EU, and only after that would the UK have a completely new immigration system, its own trade deal with the EU, and be able to strike trade deals with other countries. There will be a process between the date we leave the European Union and the date on which the new treaty-based arrangements between the UK and the European Union, which we hope and expect to negotiate, come into force, said Hammond. I can't tell you a precise period of time because we haven't had that discussion yet. It will be driven by technical considerations, how long it will take us to put the necessary arrangements in place. People have talked about a year, 2 years, maybe 3 years. I think there is a broad consensus that this process has to be completed by the scheduled time of the next general election, which is in June 2022, so a period of at the most 3 years in order to put these new arrangements in place and move us on a steady path without cliff edges from where we are today to the new long-term relationship with the European Union. Some Brexit supporters may be unhappy with the prospect of the UK being unable to strike trade deals with third parties for 3 years after leaving the EU, but Hammond insisted the Cabinet was united. The important point is that we are able to get started on that process and during a transition period when we would hope to have continued access to the European market. It may be that during that period we don't bring those new agreements into force, but it will take us time anyway to negotiate them.